Do they pick Mag last for Na'Vi?
I don't know.
Because they have the Riki in power, the Void in power. They ran it yesterday. It's
I thought that they
Bendy's
would.
favorite.
I thought that they would take something like Invoker, but I think Invoker gets kind of crushed by like DP plus Earth Spirit. That's like a really hard matchup for him. Or
It's
DP plus.
Very hard,
Bounty.
yeah. It's not a great matchup versus Anti-Mage.
The reason though that they're doing this is because they know that the AM is going to be most likely paired one-on-one against the Clockwork, and AM destroys Clock. He doesn't need any help. That's why you can pick these 2 4s.
10 seconds remaining.
It only works if your core is self-sufficient.
5 seconds
But
remaining.
VGJ, they need to pick a pretty active offlaner. They need something that can fight, like a Tide or a Sand King.
Radiant team pick.
Legion Commander.
Okay, so there's
Or
a
an
fighting
LC.
hero. They needed some fight, because you have to take 4v5 fights away from your anti-mage. You need to push pace. And so Na'Vi, their choices like
10 seconds remaining.
a little bit more complicated. We said they need another thing to fire into that.
5
into that
seconds
chrono.
remaining.
Lina's been banned out already. What do you think, Yannis?
I think it's going to be Mag, but I think it could also... I think they still might be thinking about putting this AA mid for some reason. Even though it's not great versus the other 2 heroes.
Yeah. I would have said Invoker if it wasn't for, like I said, the DP or Spirit.
Yeah.
It would have fit their lineup pretty well. They need another farmer though. I don't know if they take Mag. They would just have like a lot of weird heroes. I think they need another way. They need a way to wave clear. They need like a Tinker or something. Because right now they have absolutely no way to wave clear.
I'm just thinking Dendi popular because he's it's like Mag and Queen of Pain.
Well,
It's like-
he's after that it's Brood, Tiny, Zeus, Puck, TA, Invoker, Mirana, AA, and Sniper. Those are his top 10 in this patch.
I'm okay with Invoker. I'm okay with Tinker. I need to see some wave clear, Na'Vi.
What about Mirana? Mirana did very well yesterday against the AM.
Mirana's alright.
Marana's okay.
You
Had some lockdown in that team as well, and they got a little bit of that in here with Clockwork and the Riki.
Yeah.
And the AA.
I'd say like Mag, Quap, Marana.
And the Void, actually.
Even though I'm not crazy about the Mag, but I think it's just like Na'Vi, they really like playing their comfort.
You may now select your hero.
Like with the Void, it's what they like to play as well. Not crazy about it though, because they only have like 1 instance of damage inside the Chronosphere.
Yeah, not one of his most popular picks recently, but nevertheless a relevant pick in this particular case. Draft is done. It's time for predictions.
I'm still gonna go Na'Vi. I like the Mag with the Riki, the Mag with the Void. We've seen like what Baboka and IG used to do with that. You can get to a point where you ramp up. I think Na'Vi just needs to take this game super late, and they'll be pretty solid.
Okay, so former Na'Vi player goes with Na'Vi.
Damn it, Paul.
I was a former nothing player.
We don't speak of those dark times.
No, that were dark times? Wow. Okay.
I think Na'Vi will win because I think they'll throw them off, but I do like Vici's draft better.
5 seconds remaining.
So, Na'Vi?
Yeah, I said I think Na'Vi will win.
All right, okay. Well, yeah, it's kind of like these analysts not really, defiant. Oh, Na'Vi this time round. Let's see whether we've got some more defiancy in the commentary booth as we head back there right now for game number 2.
Well, I know, Malini, I asked you the question while the panel was being asked, and you went for Na'Vi.
I'm going for Na'Vi.
You literally pointed at the Ancient Apparition and said victory.
Oh, I just pointed to the top side of the screen.
where it's lighter. Okay.
I think they can just lock down the anti-mage and they can't do anything about it. LC is... I'm not feeling the LC at all this game.
Yeah, but Blizzard, like, they need something that could fight, right? And Legion Commander kind of ticks that box.
Kind of, but I think you need a more active 1 position so you can set up for more Legion kills. But I also think there's a lot of ways to stop the Legion from doing damage. He can get Chrono during the duel, he can get RP during the duel, he can even get smoke clouded during the duel. And he can just die in the AA. It's like easiest setup in the world for AA blast that you actually set up yourself. We'll see.
Yeah. It doesn't seem like the easiest thing to do. And as the panel was saying, maybe you could just drag it late. Of course, Senega's going to be a big part of this with the Ancient Apparition support. So Ice Blast take away the regeneration, Crystallize will take the 1 position, Faceless Void, no 3 shenanigans, Dendi onto Magnus, let's see if he builds an Echo Saber, he'll be playing the 2 role, Roger will be the roaming Riki And that almost wraps up our lineup apart from a big star, General's Clockwork, into the 3 role for Na'Vi. But we look over towards VGJ. It'll be Death Prophet, looking to prepare herself for that mid lane, being going to be played by Freeze. Io going to be playing the roaming Bounty Hunter, seeing if he can throw a spanner in the works. Then Yang and the uncertain Legion Commander off lane. Sylar, what a surprise, playing Anti-Mage. We are really pulling out the old history books. And that leaves our last player, Earth Spirit, for Fade.
I am just highly skeptical of the Legion Commander.
The battle
It's like,
begins.
Hey, if it works, it works. Right now, Sylar, they're going to try and force him off the rune. And it looks like 3 of the bounty runes actually got taken by VGJ.
I wonder how well this Riki's going to do too. If he can maybe snipe some chickens and do some shenanigans. Look at the chicken. Riki showed on top bounty and the chicken is still on the T3.
They don't care.
I suppose not.
It's waiting. It has the salve on it. Like the shitty Wizard Courier is ready to make its little way out.
Yeah, maybe he didn't think that he could find his way back home. In case he did.
One lost Courier. Sylar has to have some help up here in the top lane. They roll in Boulder in. Snako, he's going to start his TP out, realizing the damage is way too much for him to sustain. They put down the sentry ward, so there was no easy way for the bounty hunter to close the distance, but it's easier when Na'Vi's already been very aggressive against Sylar. And that's the advantage of running this aggro tri-lane of theirs.
That's a weak aggro try. Void, Riki, AA.
I thought the advantage was meant to go towards like Clockwork anyway. Like he didn't really care. Now it's Clockwork versus a Legion Commander one-on-one, where the Legion is. Well, I suppose there's a full creep wave coming into the tower, but
Radiant's top tower.
Legion Commander's looking pretty good. Okay, well, harassment. Okay, that's just harassment. Fade.
Yeah.
Kind of rolling ball was really needed for commitment there.
I think on bottom you don't actually care if Legion gets too much farm. Like, are big items on him really going to change the game? Early blink, maybe, I would say. But it's good that Sylar isn't going to get any farm for Na'Vi. Definitely want to slow him down and slow the Death Prophet down. If Death Prophet has a bad game, that means there's so much more pressure on the anti-mage, which means that it's really easy to just solo RP and solo chrono him and win the fights.
Cam is trying to get some level of harassment into Dendy. Roger's waiting for the bounty rune. Sentry can be planted, and they don't really have a way to properly initiate it. You can rolling bolt it forward, but Roger walk to the right, and they will not commit the dust to reveal him.
I wonder why they dropped the sentry so late. Did it just cone him? I don't think so. And it looks like the sentry ward will not catch out that ops. Does it? I don't think so.
Which one are you looking for?
That one. It's like really
No, it
close.
doesn't. It doesn't.
Yeah.
It's too far to the south. They at least got rid of the sentry ward, which was on the top lane. So if you want to move the bounty hunt, like you want to move Io in a little bit closer, he's able to do so. But then Roger moves up with his arcane rune. It's only got cloud, however, so it's not really enough to cause problems. And
But the
Sylar with his
arcane
only-
rune value, dude.
yeah.
He can fade faster.
We're taking the value meter again on Merlini. That's a good cloud at least to catch both Fade and Sylar. Also, Sylar takes just a little bit of extra damage before he can blink away, something he cannot really do, as he has no consumables. Sylar has been forced to walk away from the top lane. He's got 7-1 CS against the Void with 13-4, and he is having to leave the lane. This is not the laning phase that VGJ were looking for.
I just definitely don't think they expected this aggro lane, and certainly doesn't help that this Riki has been very cheeky in getting the bounty runes. And I mean, they can kind of see him, but even if they see him, they can't really kill him. This is also not a great try lane from VGJ. Well, see a TP down the bottom. Looks like Riki trying to make a play, and oh, okay,
They're lane switching.
That's fine.
So Sylar has come to the south. He's had enough of the top. At the same time, Roger, with his movement already down here, this is a level 3 anti-mage who's, okay, he's just put the 3rd point into his spell shield. But General's got 2 points in battery assault, so they're just going to control him, smoke it up, and Sylar, very difficult to escape from this. As Sylar's last forever, he only just arrived here. Where's your stun? There's not an extra one. Sasala can blink out, but those tangos were meant to last a while, and he's limping.
Illusion.
At least he'll have Shrine in a minute, but that's a minute.
No home for Silent.
At least it gives a better matchup on the top lane for VGJ, putting Yang against Crystallize. A lot more sustainable. Dandy skewering back both Io as well as Kama underneath that tier 1 tower. Alright, they're going to rolling ball to top. Crystallize. A little bit of trouble for him. No time walk available. Yang wants to break free of the cold feet with the press the attack, but they really don't have the damage.
I don't know if VGJ are going to have that explosiveness game that they really have.
Is Deadly actually dead? Is this going to be finally our first blood? Skew up, but the attack was following him.
And he almost had that Shrine.
The Shrine was in 5 seconds. VGJ's first successful rotation.
Super close though. Super close.
Yeah. Well, still huge kill for him. Dendi is the top CSer on the board. But with that death, he now drops to the 3rd net worth. The top 2 net worth actually belong to both Death Prophet and Legion Commander. These are the guys at the top of the boards. So good thing if you're VGJ for your course do work, Dendi, Skewer. Away to safety, doesn't drag anybody with it, but the shockwave hits ES very hard.
Missed 2 spells there by ES. There are... I don't know. VGJ doesn't seem like they're reading the game particularly well, too. They're also, like, have an eye on the Ancient stack on mid, but they're not even... They don't need to stack the Ancients right now.
Well, rolling boulder, this one's going to connect it to Dendi, but kicks him away from the tier 1 tower, but wanted to kick him close as the Death Prophet. You just committed exorcism after getting skewered with your ES back to the tier 1 tower, and you don't get any damage now out. This exorcism won't last long enough to even hit the tier 1 tower.
Needs to spam more Earth Spirit games.
Will do the damage of 2.
He missed a very crucial play in the EG series too, when he tried to blink Boulder and then kick Arteezy back. He did it on the Lincolns too, and he had the help of Repel. So it should have been fairly, not super easy for him to pull off, but I think a very skilled Earth Spirit player would have been able to pull that play off and win the game yesterday. And he's not really able to connect on very important kills too. They need to slow down the Magnus. They need to slow down the entire team and buy time for the Anti-Mage. Right now, Na'Vi have better late game. They're, I would say, doing better than expected in the early game.
Yang's in trouble up on top. A quick jump forward, hits the time lock. Yang with the press the attack. He's got movement speed now. The phase boots come off cooldown as well. Back to the tier 1 tower. Fade rolling boulder forward, going for Snako. He's the easier kill out of the 2 of them, and the kick is perfect. Catching double with the overwhelming odds. Only level 1, but General hook shots forward. He wants to turn around. He's able to do so, keeping Crystallize alive while taking the life of Fade. Getting closer for more. Yang's on the run. Roger's right behind him. It's a level 3 Ricky. He doesn't have the damage to kill off the retreating Legion Commander. But good timing for General to arrive. Now they can shrine up. But this is creating space for Sylar on bottom. So Anti-Mage is finally having some breathing room.
Just a little bit. It's still going to be a very, very late battle period. And they didn't get anything out their first exorcism, which is also a problem. Death Prophet.
Skewer forward, RP, Dendi pulls him around very nicely, the cogs are down, so is the smoke screen, so Death Prophet can't even use his siphon at the moment, and now, oh, no, even with 1 charges, it ain't gonna happen.
They need to play around the Death Prophet a lot more. Their entire lineup is based around AM getting farm later and fighting around the Death Prophet before AM gets big. And AM's not big, so they have to go back to the other plan, which is play around Death Prophet, but they're not really doing that particularly well. She was very farm. She's top CS, she was highest net worth, used Exorcism, didn't take the tower in mid, and just died there. So that is a big halt in their momentum. And net worth still shows it kind of close, but I would say Na'Vi are getting further and further ahead.
Rolling ball, the Silent will come over. They'll use the dust to get the reveal. But it was the sentry ward that was planted down originally just to de-ward around the Ancients.
Radiant's top tower is
that helped
under attack.
VGJ get their 3rd kill. General? Yeah, who are you thinking about? Right now you get hit by the Bounty Hunter.
He's really hard to kill.
Yeah. I'm bringing more help over. Roger has arrived back again. Snako is still short on levels. Faceless Void is about to hit his level 6 and needs 1 creep to die in his area and he's good to go, but General now coming up high ground, starts the battery assault, Fate kicks him away, well away from the Cox. Crystallize, the hook shot from General, connect on Crystallize, but it brings him close enough to Fate to let the battery assault do the work, but supports arrive. Death Prophet into the ultimate with the Spirit Siphon and the silence, faces Void, cannot Chrono, no time walk available, but the cold feed, it doesn't allow Death Prophet to keep moving, meaning Roger will fall. The rocket hits into Io. So General will find himself a double kill for this one. Crystallize time walks into the mid lane. And he have to walk past the mid tier 1 tower thanks to Deadly's momentum in the mid. He'll be fine to get through there. The kick flies forward. Crystallize, no more jump for 6 seconds. But the Crypt Swarm is not enough damage. He'll still survive. It's a level 2 swarm from Kama. Just not enough.
Uh-oh, another exorcism. Didn't amount to anything.
Cold feet. Like, he couldn't walk. If he could keep walking, he would have killed the Faceless Void.
Is under attack.
So they need this LC to be able to get a Blink Dagger and start getting some kills. He is the easiest way for them to initiate fights. Right now they have a problem where cast Exorcism and then they all just run away. So naturally you want to have a hero that keeps them in place. Usually Chronosphere is a very good option. Dream Coil, pretty good option. In this game it's going to be the LC that's going to be very important to getting value out of Exorcism.
This is some good vision game. You can attack, but the attack slow is meant to help Yang get into position to start the duel. And with the double damage on the Bounty Hunter, it was also meant to help them win the duel.
General's getting a lot of fun. He's very high in net worth. He's had a lot of time left alone, and he's still left alone. Like, they're just not concerned about the clockwork being massive, which I think is going to be very problematic if he can just run in and assassinate the Death Prophet in most of the fights, which it looks like it kind of is going to shape up to be.
Just jumping with Blade Mail, I was like, would you mind killing yourself? Oh, thank you. Yeah. Crystallize is hiding in the trees for the moment. VGJ brought 4 heroes down, in fact, to try and take this fight.
Under attack.
No, and this slower pace game is not what you really want from a bounty hunter. But once he gets level 6, maybe they can get some more kills. Oh, Roger.
Courier got the movement speed, so Roger won't get it. And it is Echo Saber again for Dendi. This is just his thing. Even without having arcane boots, buying clarities instead, just wants the Echo.
But the pace of the game, I think, is completely okay for him to get it. I know some of the other analysts...
Crystallize. Oh, he's going to walk into this. The duel will begin. Ice Blast will be nice, however. Hitting on 3, but there is no follow-up damage to it with the Exorcism. Triggered off by Kama. He's coming underneath the tower. Snako wisely TPing out. The Faceless Void just gets evaporated, but your trade-off is still Deadly taking the mid-tier 1 tower. I suppose that Roger won't be able to do anything against Sylar, so yeah, it's just tier 1 tower in the mid.
Oh god, Sylar's so far away from Battle Fury.
This will do nice.
Well, he keeps switching lanes, that's all he can do.
He only has a ring of health. Ooh, that hurts. It's painful to look at.
VGJ have still taken this bottom tower. General, hook shots up. It was a blind hook, he did not see the Bounty Hunter at all, but VGJ, thanks to their Observer Ward, they saw everything.
He almost got it, but nice sidestep by Foley.
Oh wait, Roger. Oh, yeah! No! One attack. That'll work.
Well, there goes Blink Dagger Dreams. So everything is just super delayed. Blink Dagger gonna be, what, another minute, 2 minutes maybe. Sylar gonna have 5 minute later Battle Fury. But normal.
You're delaying up all these items while Na'Vi push almost a 3k advantage in gold, 2k in experience. Like, this keeps kicking up. And while this happens, like, I just have the panel's words ringing in my head. Na'Vi like this game to go late.
They definitely want it to go late. And they have Empower on the Faceless Void too. So you have 2 parts.
This is a very nice pickup, including the dual damage. So plus 20 for the Legion Commander. Fade will die in the meantime as Crystallize. Not even having to... I haven't seen a single Chrono in this game yet because he just doesn't need to with the Mask of Madness perma time lock.
Yeah, he can just keep farming the jungle. They actually do have a blink now on the Legion Commander. He got it after that kill, so this could be big, especially if they can find Snako. They don't have...
Oh, Sylar. Oh, Sylar. Roger scouts him out to keep the silence going. Sylar! Oh!
I do not know why he didn't just RP him at that point. But it still just destroys him with having to go home constantly. Maybe use a shrine or 2, but he can't follow at all.
Na'Vi can now deny that bottom tower. With the mass TPs down the bottom, they they've made it so VGJ will not fight this. And VGJ want to still find some level of engagement. They have the Blink Dagger on the Legion Commander. They're ready to fight. And Crystallize, he's revealing himself pretty heavily on the bottom lane. A quick jump in. Roger hiding silent the kick. Oh, tries to create space. Stunning up General.
He has to go home to heal again. Poor Siler. There's still more shrines though.
This man needs his Battle Fury, so at least he could farm at a decent rate. So when he goes back, he has something to spend. Alright, the tower is finally denied on bottom lane by Crystallize. Io's right behind him. He can track him up, so at least they can keep tabs on where Crystallize is moving. But they're all coming in, Na'Vi. The shrine's getting burned. Na'Vi is at full health, full strength.
At least they have RP now, so Blink Dagger on him, they use Chronosphere. That's the nice thing about their mid-game lineup is like, yeah, they have long cooldowns on their ultimates, but they can stagger them so that, okay, you use Chronosphere to win one team fight, you use Magnus to win one team fight, and if they're not team fighting, you use them to get solo pickups. That's a big deal, especially on Siler. That RP would have been very close to off cooldown by now.
Roger is stalking Siler for the moment. There is no follow-up to this, so...
Well, they're just content to know that he's still poor. Looking at his inventory, he only has a Perseverance, and they know that the way he's playing, he's hiding quickly, so they know that he's scared.
That target. Kick needs to connect. There's another duel, and they will have the damage. I'm not certain if it will be enough to get. No, it won't be enough to get the kill before the duel is out. But the Ice Blast onto 3. Where's your support? The cold beats on Fade. He's just trying to run it out at the moment, and it's coming in through the north. Roger burning off the dust. Clockwork's on the run. A quick skew it down from Dendy. Still wants to kill off Io, and the RP, well, he's holding it. He faked it out once. The shockwave's able to get one kill, so Dendy onto a double. But the exorcism damage has actually done a decent amount of work here. The Death Prophet, hard to kill still with Your Scepter available. It's been a 2-for-2 trade-off, but it's 2 cores for 2 supports. VGJ can be very happy with this. Dendy still has his RP. They're waiting on the Death Prophet. The RP will connect. Exorcism is half a second off cooldown. He'll back away and he'll have all the regeneration arrive with the Ice Blast, and he wouldn't have any of that. And I'm retreating. Why not? But can he support his own teammate? Yang stunned up. Now the Spirit Siphon on the General. The Blade Mail making it difficult to attack into him, but difficult, not impossible. General on the run. The Bounty Hunter. One attack. He'll get it in to get the slow. Where's the Crypt Swarm? Don't need it. Shuriken Toss will do the work. And the money will start to roll in for VGJ, not to mention the experience gain.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Dendy's RPs, the one that wasn't cast on the Anti-Mage, and I don't know if he would have gotten the Death Prophet with the one that he canceled. It would have been very close, but at least he would have gotten the Bounty Hunter. Great press the attack coming out from LC. He gave the Death Prophet just enough time to heal up afterwards. That was really close.
We can watch it again right now. So this is the moment, and you can watch the exorcism count down. 1 second is all it had. Now the spirits start coming back in, just dodging, and we're already back into the fight. VGJ running forward with that Legion Commander. Double damage is up. Na'Vi actually going to smoke close to their tier 1 tower, and they're looking to go on a different target. Into the mid, the Blink Skewer going to miss, and the Time Walk committed as well to initiate. They don't find their target there, but they do find their target a little bit further to the south, and that is Fade. Kicking away Roger. The hook shot's going to be off target. Even steals the Arcane Rune and gets away. The Bounty may not be so lucky. The Sentry Ward is down. He's now just out of range, but not out of range of the dust effect. So Io will fall. General will take that kill, but still Na'Vi, they're hunting so much for this, while Siler is farming an anti-mage.
Yeah, things are looking a lot better for VGJ. That was one of the best exorcism uses that we've seen yet coming out from Freeze, and they don't have the tower, but as you mentioned, yeah, Siler has been completely uncontested for the past few minutes. And
Dendy. RP, he just commits it straight up for Yang. Quick silence following up. Yang press the attack, gets rid of the cold feet, wants to move back. Skewer is actually keeping him in close proximity to Dendy, but the silence arrives. Death Prophet, exorcism is up. Legion Commander has no more life to have them with the kick from Fade and the Magnetize. The damage from VGJ is enough to kill off Crystallize. The Colts will create some space. So Kama, closing the distance on General becomes a lot more problematic. but not impossible again. General hiding in the trees, and Kama, he can't guess it right in time.
RP seems to be getting into Dendy's head. I think after that last fight where he got it canceled by the Prissy attack, he's like, I need to get this LC. If I don't get the LC, it's just going to be wasted.
And the Ice Blast, and the Cloud. Goodbye, Sylar. 45 seconds with him down, but he got his Battle Fury.
Final.
19.5 minutes.
Sick coordination by them, though. Stunlock the AM and silence him into oblivion. So now, Chronosphere is going to be up. They can easily get a kill on pretty much anyone. They know Exorcism is down. It's a really good time for them to
Going for Roshan, but the duel's out in the Ancient Apparition. That's ballsy. They thought it was a straight pickup, and he will actually get it. A quick run from Yang, trying to retreat back out from the rest of Na'Vi. He'll lose his life, but AA is down and revealed the fact that Roshan was underway. No Exorcism, so yeah, as you said, good opportunity to go for Roshan. Track is on Dendy and Crystallize, so Thunder have information. And that's enough for them to back out. It is.
Very swift silences too from Thunder that are getting a lot of good cancels on RPs on Chronosphere cast too. So now Na'Vi probably eyeing BKBs more than they would have been before, considering how well VGJ are playing in this good game.
Yeah. And it's not even just the ES, it's the fact that like Camera has a Blink Dagger and a Dual Scepter, so Blink into silence is also possible.
Yeah.
Rogers flagging again up on the top lane, the fact that Camera is here. Ice Blast is available. They'll need a follow-up, however. Clockwork Rocket is not enough of a follow-up.
It's like when you're getting ganked, you're like, okay, I need a TP. Just like support TPs in with the 0 mana. You're like, oh, okay, thanks. Thanks, guys. Now no one else can actually.
It was intimidation TP, man. Oh, quick sentry one. He broke the smoke. That's the reason why they knew I was there. But another smoke down. Yes, Dendy and Seneko get a kill, but it's on a roaming level 10 bounty hunter. Probably not as value, and VGJ could be looking for more. That track is still up. They want the kill on the Ancient Apparition if they can get a General. Nice hook shot forward. He doesn't want to be here. He wasn't expecting Sylar to be in the neighborhood. Starts his run out. Where's the silence? Crystallized Chrono catching both Fade as well as Kama. He's got a Your Scepter, so at least he can buy a little bit of time. Do you trigger the Exorcism? The answer currently is a yes. Sylar has the double kill on General further to the west, but it's a silence on the Faceless Void. He can time walk now. The damage is starting to rack up. The Spirit's Life won't hold him there long enough as they move forward. It's a body block from Roger, trying to tank it for his carry, but it will not work. The Ice Blast will connect, but really that's not going to do enough. A quick sentry ward into the track. Does he actually have enough when he breaks free of this? No, still revealed, brought down, and VGJ bringing us closer, more like game one once again, where we always had the even kill count. It's 16-16, 22 in.
Where are the RPs coming out from? He just gets hit by a stray boulder that wasn't even meant for him.
Radiant's bottom
Oh, they got another one. Bottom lane, Ancient Apparition picked up by the Your Scepter. Duels off cooldown once more. It's already plus 48, now it's plus 62.
They're just not coordinating as well as they were before. In the last series that we saw them play, these two big initiators like Crystallize and Magnus just aren't on the same page. You could see it from that smoking that they had in mid where Dendy missed a blink skewer and then Crystallize went in for the RP, but this was not even meant for them. They had the track on the AA, so clearly he was trying to go for him, and Dendy is the first person that gets caught out. He gets dueled, taken down without even casting a single spell. Not a great start to fight. Pretty decent Chrono. Almost got 3, but Sylar is already in the back line, slaughtering people.
It also feels like General isn't having enough of an influence. Like, he ran in, he also got silenced. He could have potentially split that fight up with Cogs, but it just doesn't happen.
Yeah, the Blade Mail pickup too is... I can see where he's coming from, because if you're really far ahead, which he was at the time, you can be that big bully and just go in on the Death Prophet, but the silence is destroying him. He can't actually lock people in. He can't force people to attack him, so now he's going to have to go for more defensive items and might get like a free kill here.
Oh, there's defensive Cogs, hook shots down. He wasn't really meaning to go down that far. Io dusted up as well as under the sentry board. Will try and run away, but the cold feet will kill him. So another movement from Na'Vi.
Notice they're finally at 5 now. They just know they're together at 5, and then he isn't out of position, they go with the fight.
Yep.
Like, their team fight is still incredibly strong, and they're also making very good timing of the periods in between the exorcism.
Fade. Channel the thief in the night. He's getting into position for this. Death Prophet comes in, has refresh rod of Atos plus Exorcism available. Rolling Boulder in the 3-man silence. Ice Blast will hit him, but the damage with Magnetite and the blink here from Death Prophet. The spirits are in the right place at the right time on the right back channel. They'll take 3, looking for a 4. The 4th can be Roshan, the 5th can be Roger. Fate will find the kill. And Na'Vi are pushing up the daisies.
What a sick play from Fade.
Never give up, never surrender.
Na'Vi are... That was with track on them too. The bounty hunter may have been dying a lot, but he's still getting tracks on very important targets in the fight. Like, he was dead throughout the engagement, but whatever. They have a track on A, they know exactly what's going on, and Na'Vi, they're making their plays made, but their positioning and where all the heroes are way too obvious.
Information is just VGJ's bread and butter at the moment, and so they bring down their first tier 2 tower. We're 25 minutes in. There's still so many towers on the field. We can look at this fight once more. So there's already the track on 1. The perfect initiation in from Fade. He doesn't need to steal the Aegis the Immortal when Na'Vi's all dead.
Yeah, that was just like all of them came in at the exact same time too afterwards. But
I love to like Yang, like he locked General out once more.
did they really need the Riki inside there? Like, having 3 heroes in there is going to get you clapped, which isn't great. And he doesn't have that many items, but I guess they wanted to just take it as swiftly as possible in between the cooldowns. But I don't know. Siler's going to own now.
Yeah, you've fed the beast. Like, it's not even just like, we're not even looking at the anti-mage. Like, the anti-mage is going to have enough where he has Manta style in his stash. It's not coming out in the courier, but it will be there soon. So he's going to have Manta to cause more problems for Na'Vi, allowing him to actually burn off mana at an insane rate. But it's the Death Prophet's survivability. Like, she had Rod of Atos going into that fight, and the next fight, she's staring down the barrel of having a completed Octarine core.
Keep in mind, though, that a lot of their lineup counters VGJ's lineup. There might be ahead in gold, but firstly, you have to keep in mind Empower buffs up all your melee cores, so gold difference, I would probably say, effectively is maybe like 4,000 in favor of VGJ. AA should counter a lot of what the Death Prophet can do in the fight. And Io has just been, like, just completely amazing at popping these smokes. If he dies, so what? He pops the smoke.
Yep.
And then the AA and most of the other heroes also deal with the LC pretty well. LC is going to need a BKB, I think, pretty soon. Looks like he's building it next.
He is. Already has the Mithril Hammer. It's not like he's got enough damage with a plus 76. He's 120 plus 176 damage on the Legion. Like, I'm still wondering, like, okay, maybe it'd be better too once you have more control items, like your support start doing more. The Ice Blast is nice, but how many times have we actually seen initiation from someone like Crystallize, like jump in, Chrono, and then the Ice Blast will connect?
Yeah, it's the RP. I was it's far more deadly than Crystallize that they really need more ultimates from. Crystallize trying, but Dendi is the one that actually needs to get his spells up before he dies. Because he, like, who would you rather die in the fight? If both heroes got their ultimates off, the Void or the Magnus? It'd definitely be the Magnus, because Void is your part late gamer, and he has slightly better catch. And as long as the Empower buff is up on everyone, the Magnus is okay being dead. But right now, like, if Crystallize goes in first, he's probably going to die due to these massive amounts of silences that Lincoln does not protect from.
Yeah, he just has to sit there and take it, but what do you then do? Like, he's going both Lincoln's and Manta style, so at least he can break free of the silence.
Well, the thing is fine. He has Empower. He doesn't need that much damage, right? Both of those items give agility, too, so you're getting more value from
they're tracking him. Well, not tracking. It's the stealth track at the moment from Io. And ES is on his way. They're bringing in that silence they're looking for. 4-staff can break the Lincoln Sphere. That's the 4-staff which is on the Bounty Hunter. They just need a little bit of help, so rolling ball forward. There goes the kick, and they do break the Lincoln Sphere. Track is up, Duel is out as well in general. While he can clog it up, the Ice Blast will arrive. Dandy, RP, catching the 2 of them with the Ice Blast chill effect. Both Legion and the ES will fall. Big kills to take, but they really still need to get more. Blink Dagger off cooldown in 1 second time. Then you can close the distance now with the quick attacks. A double kill for General. And there is that physical damage you were talking about. A 3-for-1 trade-off. I suppose there's a secondary trade, however, bottom lane. Sylar farming and pushing bottom tier 2.
And it's that trade again. It's like, who do you want in his first fight? That time it was Faceless Void because he's out farming, but you want your Magnus to die because your Faceless Void is going to be the one that's one-on-one-ing the anti-mage later, and he's going to be the one dumping the damage in the Chronosphere because you're almost certainly going to Chronosphere the AM later on in the fight. Maybe the Death Prophet sometimes, but generally it's going to be the anti-mage. So I'm unsure whether or not Crystallize is going to actually have enough damage to kill the AM inside the Chronosphere. I guess with A, your wiggle room is a lot bigger, but it's still going to be a big GG.
Give him time, Dendy. Well, he's in a little bit of trouble. Rolling ball forward again as Fade starting it up, and Dendy burning the 10-second BKB, which only really just arrived on him.
That's great. That's worth an exorcism trade-off, especially with the Aegis. The Aegis bought them 2.5 minutes.
Let's see if they can still do something with it. Yang jumps forward. Quick trick to the trade. Where's that reveal? Sentry Ward is down, and man, they are all over Roger like a hot rash. The Ice Blast will connect, but oh, the cogs. Yules, hold him there, waste of time. The Chrono! Crystallize! He's hit 3, you've still got the excessive damage. Floating around, Legion Commander so low on life, press the attack in one charges. Won't be able to stay alive in general. Hawk shots the back line, trying to keep the Earth Spirit out of this engagement. It worked for a bit, but Sylar, Manta styles out, looks for the kill on Dendy. Juke around the trees, won't work, he came back to the real one. Crystallize did everything he possibly could to help him out in that fight, but Sylar, he's looking for more. General is tracked up. Where's the lucky bash? There she is. Sylar's burning off the mana. General is low. Another quick jump forward and another bash from Sylar, giving him a triple kill at the end of that fight. Still, as far as the fight goes, I don't know if we can call that an even trade.
That's all right. Yeah, it's about even.
It's still Sylar now up to 7. We can see it all again.
I mean, look at this great Chronosphere coming up from them. This is a 4-on-5 that they take. The Aegis just expired, and the Exorcism's down. Actually, it wasn't down at the time, but it was used.
Yep. It got killed halfway through the Chronosphere by the Rocket of Clockwork.
But Sylar's doing the right thing. Just go in after the ultis are down and just clean up.
Then he tried to next level juke that around the trees. Which one's the illusion, which one's the real? Damn. Sylar's just so big. Like before that fight, he was only just starting, like he bought the Basher, now he has the full Abyssal Blade completed. Like got that direct lockdown on heroes.
Still have a ton of upside though with RP and the Chrono.
Yeah. If the combination hits, like yeah, it's hard to ever say a team who has such amazing AoE abilities. Like, from both the control abilities plus the damage amplification, which is Cleave 2. Like, that's so much to work with, but it doesn't help when this keeps happening. Another pick-off, Roger will fall, plus 130 damage on the Legion Commander. Teamfight's great for now if they can hit it, but the pick-off from VGJ is superb.
I mean, way better vision around the map. They're catching so many people out with these sentries, or catching that Riki out a lot of times with sentries, and free dual damage. Elsie was struggling a little bit earlier, but in a very fine place now, sitting at plus 130.
I love that too. VGJ can keep affording all these sentries. The more track kills they're getting, and Fade's involved in it every single time too. Like, they're pulling in so much cash. 10,000, the experience is a little bit higher for VGJ.
And Navi's mid game was just super sloppy. Like, just, they have these ultimates, AM is farming, and they still couldn't win on the 4-on-5s. And I do have to give a lot of credit to Sylar for actually joining the fight. Like, he was just fighting with Battlefield. You don't see that often, but when you're super far behind and your team's like close to teetering on the edge of losing / winning fights, having that one extra body works wonders. So Navi, they finally have a Lotus Orb on General, which is pretty important. Again, the silence has been destroying him in a lot of fights. One of the best ways to deal with the silence. I like the armor too, because if you go BKB, you'll deal with silence, but you still get dueled or exorcism, you just die. So Lotus Orb ticks both those checkboxes where you want armor and a way to deal with the silence.
It is Smoke Gang time. Sylar, Yang, and Fade all together. And they're headed down south. Dendy hiding in the tree line. For now, okay, yeah, he realized there is nothing to gain by being here. The rest of his team is already backed off as well.
They really need an MKB too soon on the Faceless Void. It's kind of a problem that he is underfarmed. I think he might, like, usually they go for what, Manta Diffusal into something else, BKB probably. He might need BKB this game because of the non-targeted silences.
VGJ find the opening. They don't have vision up that high ground. And now they do. Observe what's there. They see Crystallize pretty clearly. Don't want to track just yet. That's going to reveal the fact that VGJ's in the neighborhood. So they wait it out, but the time walk forward. At the same time as Fade was rolling bouldering in, Roshan is alive. VGJ are now aware of this. But a nice observe ward from Na'Vi is also watching VGJ's shrine very, very closely. Both teams understand Roshan.
But look at the bounty hunter. He's gonna pop the smoke.
Yep, once again, they have Observer and Sentry down. Dendy, what do you want to do? Oh, okay, grab an Arcane Rune. That's your consolation prize for no longer having the Invis. Well, they're going to get rid of the Observer Ward, but it doesn't matter when you've got both Bounty and Ancient Apparition already tracked. It may matter if you can find the opening. Sylar pushing in the top, the Hawk shot forward. General's going to find it. Crystallize a solo Chrono. It won't matter as long as the Ice Blast can connect. They have the damage to kill off Sylar. That will work, but at the same time, Yang able to find another kill onto Roger, but General getting 1,001 gold for the kill onto Sylar.
Yeah, Sylar has to be extremely careful. It's not only just the Chrono that can catch him out too, it's an RP. And maybe with a Butterfly he can survive, or maybe with like a Solar Crest on him casted by the Bounty Hunter he can survive, but they need them to go on Death Prophet. Death Prophet's probably going to die in the Anti-Mage cleanup. Or they go on the Anti-Mage and Death Prophet cleans up, either or, but I would much prefer the situation where Anti-Mage cleans up.
Yep. But in this case, Na'Vi won't allow that to happen. They read the situation better than they've been reading it in the recent times.
They need a gem too. Like there's just, this Bounty Hunter is just way too problematic.
They've got it on Snaker.
Okay. Yeah, but he's an AA.
Who else do you put it on? That's why then he could just drop the TP scroll.
Yes, definitely Dendy because he has the Shadow Blade.
Or General? Like, actually, no, General is just committing himself so hard to the fights. Well, Dendy as well as Crystallized. This time they have the damage output to kill off Roshan as opposed to what we're watching from VGJ in game 1. But they're doing it while still being under vision.
The lanes are about even, so this could actually be quite long still.
Oh, he actually jumped up. Roger, tracked for the moment. Blinking, a quick blink in the RP. Oh, it's only going to catch one. It's the Bounty Hunter for the RP. You're happy with this, especially when you get a follow-up. The duel is on the Denny. More than enough damage in VGJ's tank for this. And the X is a burnt Fade. He jumps forward. The stun onto Seneko. He's not holding the gem anymore. He's ice blasting back the other way. The gem of True Sight. It actually, where the hell did it end up going? Did he send it back to base? Or is it just, it's on the deck. It's on the deck in the river. But 3 heroes lost from Na'Vi. They'll lose Roshan as well.
So much hesitation from Na'Vi this game. Dendy could have had at least the LC, I would say, and then he wouldn't have gotten disabled during the DKB, which would have been pretty nice, but that's not a high priority target. And the Bounty Hunter, we want one of those other 2 heroes, one of the other 2 cores.
Anyone gonna grab this? Anybody? Gem? Anyone?
Oh, they don't know.
Fade just he's walking straight past it. they know. Courier's even turning around. Okay, now someone's pinged it. It's like, anybody want this? All right, Courier's coming. Crystallized, maybe in a little bit of trouble. Bounty Hunter is finding him on bottom lane. And yeah, they can just start with a silence. He's got mana style, so then they can dodge him out. And the track on the illusion, not the real one, crystallizes the trees. A little bit of trouble when he gets rooted up. And there's your secondary silence. And the duel as well. 71 seconds without the Faceless Void. And this damage just keeps rising and rising for Legion. It's 184 plus on the damage. Maybe with this hook shot fall, they can find a better target. It's going to be Sylar trying to break free the skewer, pushing him back up into a secondary cockburn. The cold feet, it didn't latch, however, press the attack, pushing Sylar out. He will survive. That Ice Blast is still only level 2 with no quick buff up, and Yang wants to fight. He knows one quick slice is going to remove half life of most of these heroes. Problem is, he has to see them. The Shadow Blade protecting Dendy gets hit by the dust. They find the other target as Roger.
Another misfire by Na'Vi. He skewered him out of the smoke clouds, and then he just brings away.
I think he was trying to get the secondary cockburn though.
Even so, that's not even close to how long the silence would have disabled him, especially considering he was inside the cogs.
So Na'Vi a little unsettled. this game's kind of like bounced multiple ways. VGJ, it seemed like they didn't really understand how to play the early game, like the first 10 minutes. And then they got a clue, and then Na'Vi lost a clue.
Na'Vi, just their team fights were just awful in the mid game. Like General had so much farm, didn't do anything with it. Then they also had so much farm, didn't hit any big RPs. Crystallize, I would say he's been doing the best given the situation. Like he wasn't in that great of a lane. He was like in a weird tri lane, so he's not going to get that much farm. And then he just catches up through in power. But he's actually had some like decent chronos this game. But they are hard pressed to find. They still have the potential to come back. It's not like normal 17k gold league games where you're like, okay, it's over. This one is. They still can't RP and get a good kill. Anti-Mage is very tanky though. Like he has a ton of armor.
He's going for Skadi as well.
Yeah. What they actually need to do is like RP him plus someone else and then cleave onto him.
Tower is under attack.
But I don't think that's going to happen because Thunder have been very excellent at splitting up and not getting multiple man RP'd. So yeah, Denny hasn't been hitting good RPs, but VGJ have also just been splitting up to the point where it's very difficult to hit good RPs. But that's where General comes in. General kind of puts this whole thing together for him. He like goes on to someone and then they kind of all congregate around them, and then their second, third initiator goes in. So General is supposed to be the first one in.
Yeah, but right now, like it seems like General's just locked down by Yang every single time the fights begin. Like, you just blink and start the duel and he doesn't care.
I actually would have maybe liked to see him go for a Solar Crest first item, I think. The Blade Mail is okay. I think he thinks that he needs armor, which he does, but I think Solar Crest would have actually been...
Oh, these Observer Wars, they see so much. Silas already initiated into Crystallize. Roger was moving in just to scout it out, but Sylar, he wants more. Abyssal Blades available. They'll get the silence over on the Faceless Void. It'll last a little bit longer, but not long enough. A quick time walk away. Meanwhile, Legion Commander got the door onto Denny. General hook shots forward, so at least they get a 1-for-1 trade-off. But you know Sylar's itching to push harder. With no RP, it's all onto the Chronosphere.
It's still fine though. LC's a significant chunk of their damage. Roger doing a good job of pushing lanes out. They only can push with this.
But you have Exorcism.
Yeah, you have Exorcism.
Like, that's your push. And now Na'Vi have to make the choice. Do they push into this? You've got 10 seconds until AA opens up cooldown clockwork. Oh boy, Sylar just wrecks face. Taking him out, the buyback has to come in from General. Hook shots off cooldown in about 3 seconds time. So have initiation, but it's crystallized. The Lincoln Sphere gets triggered on him. I don't know if he's really that happy to jump in just yet. Another track out, keeping vision. They know Crystallize just wants the perfect pounce. The tier 3 talent's almost down. Sylar moving forward. You got Magnus up in 26 seconds, but Ricky has to go into the tricks of the trade. Backing out from Sylar, who still make the choice. He wants to stay close, just because he has the Aegis, the Immortal, but don't overcommit. They take the tier 3 tower, and VGJ will wisely back up.
AM going for Scotty for some extra anti-BKB lockdown. Man, more HP.
Kemma's having issues getting all of his items into himself. He has enough for the point booster now, but seems he's having some issue finishing up his Octarine. Either that or he made the choice not to.
Just having issues.
I mean, he's still going to buy it. Because he was holding onto the cheese, and it's like, oh, can I drop, or what can I do with this? And Octarine is there now.
I would say the MVP of this game so far for me has been IO. I think the Bounty Hunter has popped so many smokes and bought so much time for his cores that it's completely worth the pickup. He's playing it way better than the Riki. And also, he has a Solar Crest too. Solar Crest is like, you want these like huge single target saves because of the RP. They're gonna, if they RP a big core, you wanna make sure that they survive. So that's what Press Attack comes in. That's where the Force Stab. That's where the Solar Crest comes in. And if they're having problems dealing with the Vegas because they're so underfarmed, where is the MKB?
That's a good question. We've got 2 Blink Daggers. They're the only items which just arrived. So Rogers picked up one with his Diffuser Blade, and you got Fade who grabbed the other. But Vision superiority has definitely gone the way of VGJ.Thunder. They just see so much, and with so much money rolling into, they've always been able to afford the Obs and Sentries, while Na'Vi is making the best of the scraps. But we have to reach the point soon. Like, Skadi now gets completed on the Anti-Mage. It feels like he's almost maxed. Like drop boots for butterfly is kind of like the last thing.
I think that would be an issue if this game goes past 55. But I think for the next 10 minutes, anti-mage is still king, and probably
Dire
next 2
are
ages, as I
scanning.
would say. After that, then I would start to be a little bit concerned with VGJ, but I think right now they're in a very, very comfortable
Dire's
place.
top
And
tower is under
for
attack.
anti-mage's lack of scaling past that time, they always have LC, who
Dire's
can
top
get that
tower
level
is
25
fallen.
talent and just get ridiculous amounts of damage.
Do you even want to take that risk?
Probably not.
The oppress the attack, 8 seconds off the cooldown. Goodbye, Seneko. He revealed his position by ice blasting that top lane to take the tier 2 tower, so it was a very easy pick for Sylar.
Actually, I don't know which talent you take. I'd probably take the damage. He's getting a lot of good duels, and he has a ton of damage to do so. And he's not really getting chronoed.
Just wait for the Lotus Orb target, jump in, start the duel.
80 damage.
Oh, Dendy. Oh, he blinks back here. You can start the skewer. He'll get the double RP. Roger's got a good cloud as well. They managed to get this kill. ES will fall. Denny protected himself with his BKB, and Yang used his to escape.
Yang needed a BKB immediately there. I guess he wouldn't have stood and wouldn't have been in position. Still, very good reaction from Dendy. One of the better plays that he's had this game. So we will go for Manta Diffusal, but still having a lot of issues with the silences and has to double down on... Actually, he's like triple downing on defensive items with the Manta and the Lincolns and the BKB. But versus this lineup, I think it's completely okay. Lincoln's blocks big spells. It blocks Abyssal, it blocks Duel. Like these are kind of the high value spells that you want to block with the...
As long as Denny can keep him empowered, I don't think there's going to be much debate from anybody.
Yeah.
But the second Dendy falls and that empower disappears, like that's the other downside. Denny misses RP, yeah, you got a problem in the team fight. Denny goes down and gets picked off, you have no buffer. That's a huge problem for Na'Vi. As Magnus has to live, not just hit his ultimate.
It's getting to that point where you wonder if they actually need a refresher or something similar to actually have 3
Oh,
big
goodbye,
ultimates in the team
Snake.
fight.
All he wanted to do was put down the Observer in Sentry so they can watch around Roshan. He doesn't even get that. And Sylar's hungry for blood, running around the back lines. But this is a nice pickup. So Silver Edge fully done now for Dendy. Maybe break free of the spell shield of Sylar.
They don't have enough mana. A little bit from AA, but mostly you're going to be relying on that for the shatter, not the actual damage from that. But it will give him more uptime during the invis, which is pretty good because he's having a lot of trouble getting off his ultimates. So let's see what else is going on there. We see some GPM talents maybe starting to kick in soon. Faces Void has had his for 1 level. He went for the GPM talent. I see the health a lot more often, but I think if they win this game, it's going to go 55, 60 plus. So GPM, I think is the right choice there. AA's had his since level 10. I don't really think there's that many other heroes with it. There's Earth Spirit, but he got his a long time ago.
Can they get rid of that Observer and Sentry? Okay, yeah, Fade will jump up and do it. Meanwhile, General and Roger finding Io.
They don't want to blow any ultimates. How do they kill people actually without using an ultimate? That's a problem. Yeah, they need Clockwork to trap them in place and maybe Void to like jump into the cogs. But it's a little bit awkward with their lineup with a lot of melee with Clock.
Regeneration.
And they're going to be forced to do it in a second. Roshan is going to spawn up right now. So he is back to the world of the living. And you got the choice. VGJ. Rocket revealing. Na'Vi so close. They're all grouped up VGJ, but there's no RP to kick in just yet. Fade blinks forward, doesn't find the target. Only gets tricks of the trade out from Roger. That's a low cooldown, only 30 seconds. But now Sylar jumps forward. Faceless Void breaking out with the Mana Style, causing problems from both sides. But it's the BK beat up Legion Commander that's really hunting the back line of Na'Vi. But where do you really get to find the double silence? That's probably going to be the bigger mark right now. Up towards Crystallize. He'll be brought down. Dendy, he can run away, but for how long? The Spirit is chasing him down. Legion Commander right behind. Duel is available, and he wants to start the fight, but lost the vision for half a second up the hillside. But it may not matter, as mid-ranks is now the focus of VGJ.Thunder.
Sylar's playing this incredibly well. Just blinking in there, it's like, yeah, my team has me. I don't even care. Like, he's so freaking fat right now. His armor is actually just off the charts too. 40 armor on him too. So even if he gets RP'd, I don't think it's very likely that he's gonna die, especially with AA out of the question.
This is the big moment right now for Na'Vi. They have to keep their melee racks alive, make this buyback from Face's Void worth it.
Yeah, well, they have to contest Roche if they want to do it. And A is going to be up in 15, so maybe they can get an Ice Blast coming out, but I don't know. They have so much damage on VGJ. I think their window is just non-existent here.
And look at the bounty house position. Io is waiting in the tree lines. Even if you wanted to smoke run out this, it's not going to work for you. So they run underneath the observer wards. VGJ are fully aware of what's going on. Fade and Io are just running as the front line is the muscle of VGJ.Thunder.
Yeah, this guy has some good experience. The bounty hunter. He knows exactly where to be.
Where has this guy been forever? What teams has he actually bounced through?
I think he was on the potential team before. But I like his positioning this game has been excellent. A+. Smoke detector. He plays, you know, the solo, VP solo, just, you know, dying in the right place at the right time to buy plenty of space for his team. Completely necessary this game to bring them back from the hole that was at the start of the game.
With no fortification, that was way too easy for Sylar. Blinks in. He put his treads into the backpack, as well as the cheese. Got both Aegis and Cheese dandy. Double RP. They try and pull him out and press the attack. Now Crystallize jumping forward as well. Bounty Hunter will fall, but now Legion Commander. He got the duel onto the Magnus. The winner is there. And Crystallize, a quick time walk as he repairs a lot of the damage. Goes into the Chronosphere. Legion is falling quickly, but the kick from Earth Spirit. He jumps into the middle of the Chrono to ensure the stun is there. And with two huge heroes down, Na'Vi have no other choice but to play a game 3 and call GG. VGJ.Thunder keep their hopes alive on Elimination Day.
Wow, that lockdown on the